What happened now?
Craziness. Do people even use Facebook anymore?
We're live? All right. We're live. Hello, everybody. It's been what? How many years, Steve?
4,
Many,
5,
more than that.
5?
No.
6?
What are you
It'll be
talking
6 this
about?
summer.
Wow.
6 years. Helen,
Has
how's it going?
6 years? Why do I feel like it's been longer?
Summer of COVID, which was 2020.
2020. Yes, 6
Yeah.
years.
Really?
Coming
It'll
up.
be 6 years
Yeah,
in June.
6 years coming up.
June,
Where does the
July,
time go?
somewhere around there, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I need you to show me how I can see this on Facebook.
Just go to my Facebook page.
What was
Okay,
his
thank
name?
you. So I don't use Facebook anymore, so bear with me, guys.
Dora Hermes was scheduled to be with us tonight. Unfortunately, her kid contracted COVID. Want to wish Dora and the kid well, and we will hope to see you next time, Dora. Hope you're tuning in right now. So, lots been going on, recently in the community. I mean, in the 6 years, where do we start? But a lot of
Sorry.
How have you been, Omar? What's new? What's old?
things going on.
Yeah, I like
yeah.
your glasses.
I like them too. I figured it makes me look better. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
What do you think?
Yeah, they're
Nice.
pretty stylish. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Helen, how are you?
good.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Thank goodness.
You're looking younger.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's I age backwards. I've been
Well.
told.
Good.
Yeah. So
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Lots. What do we?
We have a.
So a couple
have-
months ago, let's. I guess we'll start with that. We get right to the point here.
well,
a couple
we
months.
we have a president that we like, right?
Yeah. Well.
well, are we talking about if
No,
we,
no.
if we like him personally as a person, or do we like his politics?
I like how he treats our Christian people,
Okay.
right?
Do you like him as a person?
It doesn't matter. It's about what he's doing for the country. He's detoxing the country.
He what?
Detoxing the country.
Really?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the drugs are stopping for the most part. The heavy drugs coming in. The borders are closed.
They got a lot of work ahead of them with that.
The jobs are coming back. Prices
Except
are
people don't want to
lowering.
work.
Gas is going down.
I haven't seen that.
Christian values are going up.
I haven't seen that. That by
Oh,
far, I
yeah,
haven't
absolutely.
seen
I
that.
haven't seen that.
I don't know.
Do
I don't.
I don't see that.
You could
Well,
really
So
hold
actually,
your head high. Last year.
he is onto something. In colleges across the country, they are Christianity and Catholicism are actually starting to flourish more. But
A lot more,
Yes, they are. But
especially
here-
with the youth. Actually,
Well, yeah, but here in the community, it's a different ballgame. Yeah.
the community's coming around. I think a lot of priests are engaging.
With
better,
The youth. Yeah.
better.
Yes, I agree with the youth.
They're talking. They're it's kind of a shame what's going on. To be talking about these subjects, but nonetheless, it's life and it's
And
our
it's a part of
culture and
life.
it's Western culture and it's American culture and it's who we are and what we are and
And the Chaldean community is integrating into it.
we're not immune.
Right. We're integrating
so,
into it.
With that said, let's talk.
A couple months ago, Steve published a letter that was posted on Facebook and shared. It was very reflective, very thoughtful. And we actually want to read that letter on the air.
You mind reading it for us?
No, you're gonna read
I'm
it.
not
It's your
reading.
letter.
I'm not reading the letter.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Steve.
Connor can read the letter.
Okay, I'll read the letter. Let me find it. I have to go to Steve's Facebook. Okay. Bear with me, folks. All right, here we go. Hazel, here it is. Okay. So this was December 28th, is that correct? That's what it says?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a very, very long post.
Okay, a letter to our Chaldean community. We need to speak honestly without sugarcoating and without pretending this is someone else's problem. Something is deeply broken in our community. Divorce is no longer rare, cheating is no longer shocking, and the recent stories and accusations of infidelity circulating within our community are not only real, they are sick, disturbing, and spiritually terrifying. These are not isolated lapses of misunderstandings. They reflect an ongoing pattern of betrayal, deception, and hardened hearts. We must be clear. Adultery is not a small sin. It destroys families, traumatizes children, and corrodes the soul. Scripture does not treat it lightly. To engage in repeated, unrepentant infidelity while assuming forgiveness is guaranteed is a dangerous lie. There is mercy through Jesus Christ, but mercy requires repentance, confession, and turning away. Anyone who believes they can live this way without consequence is gambling with eternity. At the same time, we are witnessing severe promiscuity at increasingly early ages. Young people are being introduced to sex without meaning, restraint, or reverence. What is marketed as freedom is creating internal hell, confusion, emptiness, and emotional damage, especially in our daughters and sons who are meant for covenant, not chaos. Many men and women are now over 35, unmarried, unsettled, and drifting. Not because they lacked opportunity, but because commitment, sacrifice, and discipline were never properly taught or valued. Marriage is delayed, avoided, or feared while loneliness continues to grow. Materialism has replaced meaning. Pleasure has replaced purpose. Image has replaced integrity. Virginity, once honored and protected, is now mocked or treated as unrealistic. Modesty is ridiculed. Self-control is seen as weakness. The result is a generation restless, anxious, and internally fractured. We must also speak honestly about social media. Used responsibly, social media can be a powerful tool for connection, education, business, and community. But in our community, it is often abused. It has become a constant source of comparison, validation seeking, and hypersexualization. Bodies are put on display, attention is chased, modesty is sacrificed for likes. What should be private is made public, and what should be made sacred is treated as content. This constant exposure is reshaping minds, expectations, and behavior, especially among the young. It fuels promiscuity, feeds ego, distorts relationships, and cheapens intimacy. Instead of strengthening identity, it erodes it. We are losing something our forefathers once embodied with pride, work ethic. Our parents and grandparents built families, businesses, and futures through sacrifice, humility, and relentless effort. Today, many expect comfort without labor, reward without struggle, and status without responsibility. Pride has replaced grit. Entitlement has replaced endurance. Charity has diminished. Humility has faded. Giving of time, money, and effort has become conditional or performative instead of sincere and sacrificial. Worst of all, faith has been abandoned. Church attendance is not as steady as needed. Prayer is rare, confession is avoided. There's little fear of sin, little awareness of hell, and little concern for pleasing Jesus Christ. Many no longer live as if eternity exists. God is no longer the center. He is an accessory, acknowledged when convenient and ignored when demanding. Without Christ, there is no moral authority. Without God, there is no compass. There is also a responsibility that must be spoken aloud, with respect but without fear. Our clergy and spiritual leaders must step up. We do not need priests who act primarily as friends, social figures, or passive observers. We need moral authorities, shepherds willing to speak uncomfortable truth, draw clear lines, and protect both current and future generations from spiritual ruin. No one is perfect, including our clergy, but silence in the face of moral collapse is not humility, it is neglect. Some priests are courageous, some do speak boldly about sin, marriage, repentance, and accountability, and God bless them. But too many avoid confrontation, soften doctrine, or fear offending people who desperately need correction. Friendship has replaced authority. Comfort has replaced conviction. A church that refuses to name sin cannot heal sinners. A shepherd who never warns the flock leaves it vulnerable to wolves. If clergy do not draw lines, the culture will erase them entirely. And as faith disappears, culture follows. We are losing our language because we do not teach it. We are losing our food because we do not gather. We are losing our traditions because we do not practice them. We are losing our identity because we do not protect it. We must understand the magnitude of what is at stake. We're a people with over 5,000 years of existence, a people who survived exile, persecution, genocide, displacement. Not because we were the strongest militarily, but because we were anchored spiritually and culturally. To lose that now, not to an enemy, but to a moral decay, would be tragic beyond words. We were among the first to believe, the first Christians, God's original chosen ones, not because we were perfect, but because we were entrusted. Is that not clear? This is why beauty flows so naturally among us, why intelligence is common, why success so often comes easily when we are aligned, why we tend to have the best of the best, homes, businesses, achievements, families. These are not accidents or entitlement. They are blessings meant to be stewarded, not abused. Not saying we are better than others, just simply stating that the rewards we earned when we represented Jesus for the last 1,000+ years. Our beauty was meant to reflect holiness, not vanity. Our intelligence was meant to build, not deceive. Our success was meant to glorify God, not inflate ego. When a people are chosen, they are held to a higher standard. We take these gifts for granted. We confuse blessing with permission. We forget that what God gives, He can also remove. When beauty turns into pride, when success turns into excess, and when blessing turns into moral blindness, judgment follows, not because God is cruel, but because He is just. Evil does not destroy a people overnight. It erodes them slowly through distraction, temptation, and comfort. If we continue down this path, we will lose not just marriages or faith, but our entire identity, our culture, our heritage, our 5,000+ years of existence handed over willingly to the devil. This letter is not about condemnation. It is about truth. We cannot raise strong families without strong faith. We cannot expect loyalty without discipline. We cannot expect marriage without commitment. We cannot expect culture without effort. If we continue to excuse promiscuity, normalize infidelity, abandon the church, neglect charity, and chase material success while ignoring the soul, we will lose more than relationships. We will lose who we are. The solution is not complicated, but it requires courage. Return to God, return to church, return to the church, honor marriage again, protect purity, teach our language, preserve our traditions, raise disciplined sons and dignified daughters, work with humility, give generously, live as if heaven and hell are real, because they are. Faith is not outdated. Morals are not oppressive. Discipline is not cruelty. They are the foundation that carried our people through thousands of years. If we abandon them now by choice, we will have no one to blame but ourselves. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, our clergy's not perfect, but you know who is? Jesus is. So make it perfectly for Him. This is a call to wake up, a call to repent, a call to return before it's too late.
Now,
Bravo.
that I don't know if that was a letter or a book, but have you had any approaches to have that published by any chance?
No, but I did get feedback, Chat GPT or something. I said, well, you know what? If you were my Facebook friend, all you have to do is just scroll through the years and verbatim, word for word, same exact post, same exact verbiage, same exact sentences.
Were they as long too?
And they didn't have Chat GPT back then, of course.
They were books too?
Yes.
Wow.
Read. So some people are bright, contrary to...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. Some...
So what the problem I see from your post or from your letter, it's the Chaldean community is basically integrating into Western culture.
Wow.
So if you really want to tackle the problem, the roots go beyond just the community. The roots really are in Western cultures, namely here in America. And basically the Chaldeans are just integrating into it. They're becoming a part of it, which really that's inevitable for any community or culture. Once they come to America, over time, over generations, the purity of the culture will dissipate because we're integrating into this culture. So that's part of the problem here.
So, do you think that that is the only problem? I mean, as far as the cheating or these things have existed throughout our history. I just don't think that they were brought to the forefront as much.
So, I think that's that. That argument's been going on for a while, and here's my response to that. I of course I think this has been going on, since the beginning. But I believe that, and this is just my personal opinion, the fact that it has become more open, in a sense, has normalized it. Because now people can say, "Oh, I'm not the only one doing it." So and the more people get exposed, the more people get numb to it. Did you know that back in the 1930s and before, in the original founding laws of this country, adultery was punishable by jail? Did you know that?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's still illegal. I don't believe that it's enforced
Right.
in any way, though.
So having said all that, it's because unfortunately, it's becoming the normalcy. And the more open it is, the more numb people become to it, and in a sense, it becomes a part of, okay, it's accepted now. The openness, and then, again, this is just me. But the openness breeds acceptance because nobody's being reprimanded for it.
Well,
Stephen, why are you quiet? This is your letter.
Cheating is a choice.
yeah.
It's a choice. It's not mandatory. It's not an obligation. It's nothing but a choice. A choice to sin. A choice to be evil. A choice to go against Jesus. A choice to go against your vows. A choice to be a piece of shit.
Well, let's not
A
use
choice to be a devil, someone that's evil. I think I said that. It's a choice. It's a choice to be everything bad in life. And to cheat on your wife has to be some of the most despicable things that you can do in life. So I don't want to hear Western culture or anything like that.
But
you cheat, you're a piece of shit. You deserve shit.
POS, we're not allowed to use those.
We're on Facebook. We're not on public television.
It's okay. I just
POS.
You're a POS, and there's no rhyme or reason for cheating.
But that's only part of the problem. What about promiscuity rising in the youth?
Well,
especially
we're talking a whole nother subject here.
But that was part of your letter. That was in your letter.
So I think that the problem with that is, when we were growing up, if you were a girl who was promiscuous, you were basically shunned in the community. People looked at you like, you were shunned. You were a bad girl. Nobody wanted anything to do with you. I think as time has gone on, that mindset has become. It's not like that anymore. It's
because you
more
know why?
accepted.
Things started changing in the mid-'90s. Things started really then in the mid-'90s, or that's when you started seeing East Side versus, not versus, but you had West Side, East Side. All of a sudden, you started hearing about all these parties at these hotels, and the girls becoming way more free, compared to the 80s when we were growing up, Helen.
Yeah.
And so, really, this started back in the 90s, is when it first started. It exploded, I would say, in the maybe 2008 something.
So I guess the question becomes why.
Why what?
Why?
It's like the Chaldeans are going through our own revolution,
right,
like they had here in the
right.
1960s.
So why is that happening? Okay, I guess, where are the parents? Where are the families?
They're dancing. They're
Who's
dancing on
dancing?
TikTok.
Who's dancing on TikTok?
The parents.
Okay.
or making food, one or the other.
No, they're not making food. Definitely, a lot of them don't do that anymore.
So, I guess sex before marriage in our community has been going on since the beginning
Yeah.
of migrating here. We're not going to deny
I'm
that.
sure it probably happened
and
before.
guys, girls, equally to blame. But I will tell you, it's becoming a lot more. It's getting bad, actually, and the body counts going around these days is, it's not good.
Well,
And
there's even a term for it now, and I didn't know this. Someone said something about used that term not long ago when I heard body counts, and I'm like, what body counts? How many people did you kill? And I was like, what does that mean? And I guess there's actual people who are happy about how many are
it's
eager
actually
to
kind of
share.
sad.
Eager
if
to
you think
share
about it.
how many people,
Especially
they've
for
been
our
with.
girls, when they start really young and they have no sense, and it's
Yeah,
what
but
it
you
is.
can't just blame the girl.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Okay,
You're
they're
gonna
not doing it by
lock the
themselves.
guys up?
There's guys that are
So-
involved in this too.
So the fathers would give their sons a high five, and the mothers are gonna cry for their daughters, and their fathers of the daughters are brokenhearted forever. So it's a double standard, and it has to stop. It really does.
Right, exactly. And I guess that's the problem. The other problem is it's okay for the boys to do it, but who are they doing this with? So the boys should be taught the same as the girls.
Right. Jesus
That
didn't
you're-
say it's
right,
okay
yeah.
for guys to do it
Right.
and not the girls.
mean-
Sucks.
You should have you should be taught to respect your body, whether you're a male or a female.
So what do you think? What do you think makes a woman or a man cheat on their spouse?
Well, first of all,
I mean, we're not
think-
married. None of
no.
us been married, right?
Right. But first of all, cheating, period. It doesn't matter whether you're married or you're in a relationship, where you're in a committed relationship. I think people who cheat are morally bankrupt. I believe that they are selfish. They don't care about anyone but themselves and their wants, because it's not a need. You don't need to do it.
No.
It's something that people just want to do. And they simply do not care about anyone else but themselves. I think it's a very, very selfish act.
So here's another facet to all this that we haven't even touched on, which I believe has actually been the biggest contributor to the rise of this immorality, if you want to call it. Social media.
Wow.
Social media literally has made everyone
Instant access.
who uses it, excessively, has become a narcissist, and that's exactly what it was designed to do. Why? Because it allows the designers to have control over me, you, everybody else who's using it, but it brought out the worst in people. Honestly, it really did.
It really did, Omar. I agree with you. You're just one direct message away from disaster, from a lifetime of hurt. It's just there's no sense in it, and we're all guilty of something, but to be continuously guilty of it is not good. It's not a way to live.
People started seeing social media as therapy, and that was one of the worst things to happen.
Well, I think social media also gave you more access to people, because you hear the term, this person slid into my DMs. Okay, you've got people who are potentially married or involved reaching out to other people through social media to make contact with them.
Yep.
So social media has made it so that you have more accessibility to many people.
I agree.
It's so the argument is that, well, social media is just a tool. It is true, but it was designed with the purpose in mind to exploit human vulnerability, and it definitely has done that. And that's how it works, and that's how it gets into people's psyche, and that's how ultimately really it destroys everybody. It desensitizes I mean, that's a huge one. Think about how much information is being fed to us through social media. But we've become like computer printers, you know? We're being fed all this information, you print it out, go on to the next thing. And, you know, that has unleashed some very negative consequences, in my opinion. Now, social media isn't all bad. It's great for business networking, and it's great for like crime. You know, it's great for all that. But at the same time, to me, I can't stress enough that it's also been very dehumanizing.
Absolutely. I agree.
We need everybody to share this Facebook post. Who really watches Facebook? Andy's asking if we're going to go on TikTok.
To me, I can't stress
So.
Oh wait, how do I make this?
I think we're going to do TikTok next show. Andy. And Joe's asking where's Stephanie? You know, Stephanie, therapist.
Oh.
We decided all this last minute, and everybody's just so busy, with their own lives and whatnot, and so we just decided to do this with some of the three originals, but if you notice, like, others are missing. Mark is not here, Stephanie's not here, but everybody's just busy with their own lives, and we're the ones who could commit to it right now.
Well, you correct me if I'm mistaken, but didn't you have people reaching out to you to bring back the Nadi?
Yeah.
Omar?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think, you know what I think it was, Steve? I think they missed our banter, you and I going at it.
Wow.
Trump. Maybe
That was
that's what it
fun,
was.
wasn't it? Still around? Isn't that crazy after 10 years?
Who's that?
Jeez.
Trump?
Yeah. You guys used to get on my case. He's not going in here 10 years later, still going strong. It's freaking nuts.
That's funny.
He's lost a lot of popularity, though.
No, that's mainstream media.
Oh, come on.
This
Really?
Country's in tip-top shape again.
Really?
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Get the Jeffrey on the show. Who's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Who?
It says Steve, get the Jeffrey on the show.
Oh, yeah. My cousin, he loves politics. Maybe I'll ask him to come and join us one day.
So
Hey,
yeah.
Ramen. Shout out to Ramens. How you been? Mary's agreeing with you, Omar.
It's my-
Mary
that's my
Raban.
sister-in-law.
Oh,
Hi, Mary.
Shout out to Mary.
Yeah,
Hi, Mary.
That's my sister-in-law.
Shout out to Ramos, you said?
Ramos, yeah. Andy,
And someone's
Joe
asking,
Abbo,
where's? I think you're at Stephanie. Someone's
Armor,
asking about Stephanie.
Armor Billy.
Yeah, Stephanie, I
She's
covered
so
that
what-
earlier, but
Oh, was she was.
yeah, her, the some of the co-hosts from the last seasons and whatnot, they're just busy with their own lives and couldn't really commit, and we just did this so fast that we didn't really have time to reach out to to them and whatnot. But I know they're busy with their own lives, and so we're just here now.
I just realized our backdrop is.
Elkush.
Yes, I was just there not long ago.
Yeah.
I climbed all the way to the top of those mountains.
Isn't that a nice
It's-
church?
Oh
right
my
there?
God, beautiful, absolutely
It's
beautiful.
ageless
Yeah,
and timeless.
yeah.
So what do you? I mean, so Steve, you wrote this letter, but
Well, I'll tell you
what is the
truth.
solution here? What do you see as are the solutions?
The solution?
Yeah.
I think no letter is going to solve it. I think it starts at home with the younger males, maybe around 11, 12 years old, to respect the little girls, the young girls. And once they start doing that, because the younger girls, 90% of them, they don't really date outside our culture. Not yet. I mean, we do have some that do, but 90% of them don't. And if the younger boys treated them like little princesses, and, why are you laughing?
What?
Why are you
Princesses.
laughing?
I was just laughing at the word princesses.
And what are they when they're that young
No,
and
they
full
are.
of life and
Absolutely.
innocence? What are they?
Yeah.
And then what happens? They become.
What?
So they just need to, teach them, the younger boys, to respect our girls. And when it starts like that and they realize, hey, I'm like 21 years old, 22, and, my future wife hasn't been around, hasn't, really. And I'm not saying, that's bad. Some girls make mistakes. Some girls, have, relationships that don't work out, and that's fine. But continuing to make that choice is it's kind of a burden on the psyche of a female.
But let me ask you something. these days, is it still the guys that we're gonna blame?
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely. Because they are the initiators.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Not these days.
Absolutely, they are.
I disagree.
It takes two to tango. I get it.
Absolutely,
Omar,
it does. But
I get it.
the guys don't always initiate.
They do.
No, they
They
don't.
do initiate.
Not true.
Then what is it? What?
I'll tell you one story of an example.
No,
of that.
Omar's right. I mean, it is mostly the men who are initiating it. I don't
They do.
disagree. There are
I don't disagree.
absolutely girls who do initiate.
Well, of course, there's going to
Okay.
be instances.
And even the ones who don't initiate, they still participate. So what's the difference?
the best thing to do is if you have teenage boys, teach them respect, teach them to value our young ladies, teach them when they do want to get married soon or one day that they could choose a nice woman or have a nice lady on their side that doesn't have a past or something that you should freak out about or be insecure about, because 9 times out of 10 that's the problem. And there's a lot of older women right now that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s and whatnot, and it's just had bad luck, and it's poor choices that wish they can take back, and a lot of regrets and stuff like that. But it's just sad. Sometimes it's just really sad, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Everyone will be okay, right, Helen?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
No, listen. Listen. We're talking about making sure that you raise children to understand, and not everybody's going to get married because, for whatever reason it may be, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them, right? There could be a number of reasons, but we're talking about two completely different things here. We're talking about promiscuity, right? And how do we teach? You have to teach not just, as girls. I mean, I know I was taught to respect myself and respect my body, and you don't let a boy take advantage
Sure.
of you, right?
You always had a good
Okay.
reputation.
So the same should be said for the boys, right? The
Sure.
boys should be taught the same thing, that you are to respect women and girls, and you're not to take advantage of them, right? So it's the same thing.
But
What's
the difference between this? Okay, we praise the guys for being players, quote unquote, or getting as much as they can, right?
Right.
We praise them. But what's the difference between us and the American culture? The American culture used to do the same thing.
Jesus is the difference.
Why?
And,
The
and
American
that's
culture believes
that's
in
the
Jesus
underlying
too.
factor, Omar.
The American culture believes in Jesus too.
No, not like the way we do. And when you focus on God and focus on Jesus, maybe you won't be as sexually involved in life and always want to experience.
That's a give, of course. But the whole thing comes back to what I was saying earlier, is that the part of the problem is the integration into Western society. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't like hearing it, but
Well, yeah, part of it, absolutely. I agree. I mean, we're very different. I think about
I remember we had Father John Jawad on the show years ago, and we were talking about the way that the Chaldean community is integrating into the American culture, and he himself said it's inevitable. It's inevitable for it to happen in generations to come. How pure do you think the Chaldeanism is going to be within our community? How pure is it? Think about it.
yeah.
In 100 years, do you really think being Chaldean is going to be the same as it is today, or as it was 100 years ago?
No,
No, it's not.
So that's the other thing that you're contending with.
We're
in all
decaying.
this.
Yeah, well, keep in mind too, before Omar, when girls had a boyfriend, they had to hide it from their parents, right?
Oh yeah,
Because
I
you
mean, I
couldn't-
don't even
girls
remember when we
couldn't.
used to call girls at their houses. There were no
Right,
cell phones. We
right,
called landlines.
right.
If the parents
So you
answered,
couldn't-
you'd click
and
it on
if
them.
So if you had a boyfriend, it was like, okay, you got to hurry up, and people didn't date for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years like people are now, right? Like girls, they're young and they're dating boys for a long time before they get married. odds are when you're in a relationship
It's
for
gonna
that
go
many
south.
years, it's not going to go south. I'm not saying it's going to go south, but there's more of a likelihood that there's
end
going
up
to be
together?
well, no, even if they end up together, but even before getting married, there's a very good chance that they are going to be sexually intimate.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Right? So
sexually intimate's happening at 15, 14, 13.
well, I
It's
don't know
a
about
disgrace.
that. That's disgusting.
Well, that's
If
what's
that's
going on.
happening.
The moms really need to be proactive. They
If that is
really
happening,
that's
that's
it's
very, very-
happening, and it's happening a lot, and it's sad, and it's the saddest thing ever. And no one is teaching these kids that Jesus should be at the center of every decision, the forefront of every decision. And that's the problem. They're not introducing Jesus to these kids. They're not introducing their religion to these kids. I'm not saying the kids that go to private school are any better than the kids that go to public school. Obviously not. But you have a better chance when you teach, the word of the Lord and things like that, and how to, sustain and be a
but I
good
think it
person
is.
inside and out.
That's not our community. I mean, the kid they take families go take their kids to church.
They
it's
do.
not just about going to church.
They do.
No, yeah, even
It's
the
not-
community,
yeah. They
do.
a lot of
But
the
it's
the
not
youth,
just
the youth
that.
are
I'm not saying
more
go to
involved in
I'm
church.
saying just, hey,
know?
look, if you have sex before you get married, Jesus is not going to like that, and it's going to be harder for you to find somebody
Yeah,
that's
but-
going to respect you, and it's going to be Jesus does not like that. Jesus will be very mad at you, and if you instill that into their heads, they'll have a
They
little
already
fear.
know. They already know that though, Steve.
Really?
Yes, you're taught that. If you grow up in our community, you're a Catholic. That's taught. We're taught that, right?
It's not taught enough.
It's.
You mean it's not enforced?
It's not enforced.
I don't think that it's not taught. I think that.
I think when we were young, our parents tried to enforce, and it kind of was funny from like both our parents trying to enforce. But now that the second generation, they're us teaching the kids, it shouldn't be hard to enforce. You speak the same language. You're hip, so it shouldn't be hard to make sure your kids see you and lead by example and not be so out there and so nonchalant and quote unquote liberal.
Well, do you think parents nowadays are more focused on being their child's friend?
Some
As
are
opposed
some
to
are
being a
some are
parent?
bring the religious teachings into the household, but a lot are best friends and TikTok buddies and doing the dance and whatnot, and it's
And
just
smoking vapes in front of their
it's like
kids. And
they're influencing TikTok, but who the hell is influencing your children? So it sucks, so it just sucks. I don't know. I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, it would break my heart to see my son or daughter just go by the wayside or something like that. I mean, it just would break my heart. But obviously, we always come back from stuff, and we're really resilient. And,
Yeah.
And
Ramos he's right. Someone said they go to the Rose Room, and he's right. Rose Room is dead. These kids are going out less than ever. They're screen addicts, which is absolutely true.
Yep.
They spend the majority of their time
Yep.
on their phones.
Yep. I concur.
The way these kids communicate with one another, they don't pick up a phone and have a conversation. Everything is through text messaging, Snapchat, social media, however it is. There's no communication like pick up a phone and talk to somebody. Those days it's like, hey, and so I think too what happens is maybe people feel more brave typing a text, like saying things in text that they might not say
Yep.
verbally.
That's part
I
of
like
it.
texting.
The other thing is, it's probably easier to get snubbed via
So
Messenger.
if you're dating somebody, Steve, okay,
Yeah.
are you going to spend the majority of your dating texting people?
I know a girl that did
Guilty. But I mean, I know how to speak, and I love communicating. But text is
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, see, I'm texting now as we speak
Yeah.
because I'm on the Nadi and I can't.
Sure. No, texting is just another form of communication. Now, should that be the only thing? No, obviously not. You can't live a life through text, but it's
Yes,
okay.
Noreen today.
Who's
Noreen.
talking? Oh,
She's asking me, is the Nadi
So-
new? I said
so
yes today.
Okay, Steve, I know you're heartbroken about all this, but what do we do? What do
well,
you
I
want
guess
to offer?
we have to consult with the clergy. We
The
got to
clergy?
they got to have more skin in the game. Shout out to Abuna Fawaz. He's doing a great job. Like he really puts a smack down all the time. Every morning I see something, and that's good. That's one thing that they got to keep doing is just keep hammering on with this kind of stuff. Hopefully it never stops. I mean, this is when you have that pulpit, you have to just really take advantage of it. I think so. And it starts with the clergy, with the parents.
By the way, some people who are involved or who become embroiled in, cheating or disingenuous relationships, whatever. The new trend, I guess, if you want to call it, they comfort themselves with is, I'm not the only one doing it.
Well, that's true, obviously.
Yeah.
And especially in our community, there's a lot of cheaters.
Yeah.
Is there really a lot?
They're swinging now too. You hear that?
They're swinging.
They're
Yeah,
swinging.
I've heard that too.
A lot of swinging.
Okay.
A lot of just diseased, immoral people. Just a strain on our community, Lead us not into temptation. But hopefully it gets better.
But
Just
how?
But
how
how?
does it get better?
consequences start arising. When you get caught cheating, you lose your life, you lose your business, you lose your money, you lose the trust of your spouse, you lose everything, your friends. You look like a schmuck.
Yeah, but that's not. But that's not the case, though.
Oh, yes, it is.
No. There are people who cheat on their spouses, and the spouse forgives them.
What?
And
You think she really forgives them?
whether it's
Oh, yeah, they
Never.
do.
Or he?
She-
Never. They never, ever forgive. It's always in the back of the mind. It's always after every time you leave the house. It's always after
no,
a phone
when I-
call
when
where
I
you
say
go
they
somewhere
forgive
and
them-
answer it. It's always
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
Your
No, they
phone.
lose their
No, but
trust.
what she
We're
meant
talking
is
about
they
two
they
different
still
things.
stay with them.
We're talking about two different things.
But that's the same thing. It's like, okay, you're with them, but you're not. Okay, just because you're with them and you forgive them doesn't mean you forget. And really, nine times out of
absolutely. How do
nine
you
times
forget?
out of 10, you never forgive either. You just deal with it because maybe there's monetary issues, maybe there's family issues, there's children involved, there's a home, there's in-laws. There's a lot of factors that could deal with a
Yeah,
woman
of
or a man
course.
making a decision to stay with a cheater or with someone that broke the vow once or twice or three times. It should be 0, 0, 0. So
When you-
Zero,
when
zero, zero?
what?
tolerance.
Well,
It's just-
no one's just. You're preaching to
No,
the
as
choir.
soon as you
There-
cheat,
yeah.
you're out of there. Done. I don't care how much you repent to Jesus, to your spouse, you're done. So that should be taught. That should be taught. You cheat, get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Done. Because
get the fudge out of here.
whatever. That's what's up.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. Back to what I was
You
saying.
don't deserve a second chance. Why would you? Why? You made that choice to break a vow.
Listen.
If the woman was good to you or if the man was good to you and you did
But-
that to them,
but you were
what the hell is wrong with you?
You were preaching Jesus earlier. Jesus wouldn't tell you to.
Yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Absolutely.
He would.
So what? Again and again and again? You want to be a piece of shit on Jesus' time? I'm sorry. No. No. No.
Okay.
You can't be a piece of shit on Jesus' time.
Stop you.
What, is just that easy, Omar?
No.
So you
okay.
cheat and you just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Jesus. It's okay." No, I don't think so.
Well, again, it goes back to the person doing it is morally bankrupt, and they do not care that not only are they going against Jesus, they are harming other people in the process. Someone who, again, like you said, they took vows in front of God and their family that they would honor and be faithful to their spouse. So all of, again, These people are morally bankrupt. They don't care. My point that I was trying to make was the reason I think, too, now that it happens, or we're hearing more about it, if you will, is
Social media.
Well, not
Internet,
just social,
online.
not just social media.
That's a huge part of it.
The person doing the cheating, okay, is not held responsible, not by their spouse who forgives them, not by their friends, not by the community, not by anybody. They just go along like nothing happened. So basically, they are greenlit, right? You're giving them a green light to go ahead and do whatever they want with no consequences.
Wow. Yeah. There has to be some consequences.
Okay. So if one of your good friends,
But you want
Steve,
to know,
so let
Helen,
me ask
there's
you a
always a
question.
consequence.
I know, but Steve, let me ask you a question. Yes, in the afterlife there will be a consequence. So
Even
here's
in
my
this life.
question to you.
You'll notice
So
shit
if
going
one
bad
of
for
your
yourself.
friends, if one of your good friends, right, married guy, you know him, good friend of yours, you know is cheating on your wife.
On my wife?
Not on his wife. My apologies. On his wife. Would you still be friends with him?
Depends. It depends. Did I actually see this kind of cheating, or is it something that I think, or is it, was I involved?
No, you weren't involved. Of course you weren't involved, but you
did
knew.
I see it? I don't know anything. And even if I did see it, I mean, what do you want me to do? I say, do I have a business with him? Because if I did, this could jeopardize my business with him, my cash flow, my integrity in business, because he's a cheater, and if this comes out, no one's want to do business with my company. Am I doing other things with him, as far as life? Do we take kids on a play date? It's just a lot of factors. Now, if it was just a friend, hey, it's his life, and God bless him. I'll tell him, hey, it's wrong. What are you doing? And I'm not going to sit here and tell him he's a grown-ass man. So they do what they want. Like I said, cheating is a choice. It's not like, oh, I think I want to relive my youth and see if I still got it. No, it's a choice. It's flirting. It's text messaging. It's Facebook. It's a like. It's a comment from a married woman or a non-married woman.
So again,
it's just
so why,
it's a lot of factors here.
Again, if you're the cheater, your wife forgives you, your family forgives you, everybody, like nothing ever happened, what stops you from doing it again?
Nothing. Jesus. You do it again, and you're a piece of shit, right?
Well, you weren't thinking about
I don't
Jesus
think
the first time.
being forgiven and forgiving, it's not like okay, I don't think it works like where the person feels like they've been forgiven and they can go do it again. It's more like an addiction. They know that in the back of their spouse's mind, for example, they're still being held accountable, but they can't help themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's more like an addiction. It's not like he's sitting there going, oh, cool. It's over now. They forgot about it. I'm going to go do it again. No, it's more a habit. And since it's a habit, it's an addiction also. It's not pre-planned. It's just there, So
sometimes the man gets lonely. Sometimes the woman gets lonely. Sometimes people don't know how to be in a relationship. The communication stops. The honeymoon phase is over. The kids are older. The relationship's a little dry. And that happens. And they go looking for some validation somewhere else. And unfortunately, it's just nature.
That's another big problem: validation and like self-validation. A lot of people, I feel like, especially these days, because society in general has kind of become so empty that people are constantly looking for self-validation, and I think that social media gives them a false sense of that.
Big time. I really, that validation really, really sucks. If only like men and women knew how to like compliment each other and always, take care of each other's, moral spirits and things like that, they'd be okay. But just a lot of people don't know how to like take care of each other. It's hard. It's hard to like really show love. And when you see people love each other, it's such a nice feeling to see that. You know.
Well, I think self-love is more important than anything else, right? Because you could have a bunch of people love you, and if you don't love yourself, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's more about loving yourself and getting to a place in your life where you love who you are, you know? So I think that then you don't need that validation from anybody else.
I think if you're I think when this video gets played and people watch it on an archive or something, I think if you're a cheater and you're listening, why are you laughing?
Please don't use the S word.
I think if you're a cheater and you're listening, you should really, really, think about your life choices and come to grips to with what you're doing to yourself and your family and your children and everything like that. And before you think about making that choice, remember that there's a hell, and it's one of the 10 commandments, and it's one of the vows that you said before God and Jesus and the church. And when you cheat, you're just really destined for bad things, and it could be your business and it could be everything in between. And you just have to stop cheating, repent, treat your wife, treat your husband better, make it happen. If you're thinking about cheating,
I got a question for you.
Hold on there. If you're on social media, you're looking at other pictures and just thinking about anything that has to do with going against your husband or your wife, I think you should really, really dig deep and focus on reestablishing your relationship with Jesus.
Okay. I have a question. Do you think that a part of the problem also is that a lot of members of the community have developed this sense of entitlement? It's like everybody feels like they deserve the world and everything in it. And it's part of that mindset that, I can get whatever I want. I can take whatever I want. Do you think that contributes to it?
Absolutely. So, it's funny that you say that, Omar, because my question that I was going to pose to you guys was, do you think that these people who cheat, what is the common factor amongst these people, right? So, like you're saying, ego.
Status,
Sex addiction.
That too, yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's not even, hey, I love my wife, but I love sex. It's.
But I just think that there's a sense of entitlement, and I think that it's actually become more destructive than people realize.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's a common. Those are common characteristics amongst people who do cheat.
Yeah, they're definitely common denominators.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Steven, any last thoughts before we end our first episode?
I think we're gonna do TikTok next week. Just
we'll figure it out.
Have to dial it in. But it's definitely a good conversation. We need to have conversations like this with the community.
Yeah, and if anybody has some topics that they would like for us to discuss,
talk, share them with us.
I think we might be bringing up something. There's something brewing in San Diego with the clergy. Something's going on.
What?
I don't know. We're going to talk about it. It's been floating around. So give a couple more weeks.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
See you guys.
Take care.